slowly but surely forcing myself to learn Angular over the past few days. And, you know, it's starting to grow on me. But yeah, so I'm gonna get started back where I was, and you can either follow along or not. Goodbye, or hello, or whatever. And here we go. So this is where I left off. This is the app component. Let's see, it's app.component.ts, which is, this is just the super basic default kind of tutorial, the Tour of Heroes tutorial that I'm starting to go through gradually. But now I'm gonna get back to it. So all I've really done so far is, I think, customize the title. And let's check out. Oh yeah, so I generated this this subcomponent thing. It's in Heroes, and then this file here. And then I was playing around with, you know, learning how decorators work, because I've never actually used decorators before, oddly enough. So let me put that back to how it should go. Kind of, you know, it's kind of a new feature of JavaScript. I'm not really sure what the status of it is as far as like standards compliance or whatever. But it's used all over the place in Angular, and, you know, when in Angular, do things the Angular way, right? So so I just wanted to see what on earth is going on. What exactly is a decorator, and how is that working? Basically, what it is, it's a function that it passes. So like if you put a decorator above a class, it passes the class into a function of that name, and then the results of that become the actual class of this name down here. So it's kind of syntax sugar for doing something I'm not going to show you right now because, you know, Google it. Haha. So, right. So now knowing what that means, so this, adding this stuff to it, so this is like a regular decorator, and this is a high order function decorator that is a function that returns a function, and then the function that is returned by that function is used as the actual function that is being used as the decorator. So long story short, if you put this stuff above your class, it becomes an Angular component. That's it. We don't really have to care how it works. But, you know, it's interesting. Okay, so let's check out the, here's the template. So it's got, you know, lulls. And then, so I'm going back and forth with the back button on my mouse here. So back and forward. So you see me jumping around a lot. That's probably what I'm doing. So let's go back to, here we are. And what file is this again? Oh, right. This is the app component. This is our app component. All right, so now I gotta open up the tutorial again. Let me find where I left off on that. Angular. Angular.io. Actually drag this over here. Ta-da. Whoa, man, that's huge. Okay. All right, let's go back to our get started, and then scroll down to next step. Tutorial. The Tour of Heroes tutorial. And let's see, where do we leave off? All right, it's in the hamburger. It's questionable user experience. So we got our application shell. So we did that. We installed Angular. We created a new thing, except I called it my app. Clean up some stuff here. Close the settings, close welcome. There we go. So we got that, and all right, there we go. So here's our code, and here's our documentation. All right, so Angular new, and then ngserve. Okay, I need to do that again. ngserve open, copy, and then open this guy, paste. You can paste with right click on this terminal in Windows. Isn't that neat? Yep. All right, so close that. It's not in our face. And then go back here while it does its servery thing. Okay. Check the application title. Styles. We did that. Oh yeah, we checked out that. Ah, here we go. All right, here we go. Now, let's see. So the hero editor. Okay, yes, we generated a component, heroes, which generates the file heroes.component. So generate component heroes creates heroes.component in the heroes directory in your app directory or folder or whatever you want to call them. And it names that thing heroes component because it is a component, and it sticks this guy up here to make it a component via decorator magic. And let's see. It's got this ng on init thing. I don't know what that is. Oh, ng for angular. Angular, I guess. All right, why not? Gotta call it something. Why not that? All right, here we go. It's doing its thing. So now we can close this, but you know, it's still running in the background. Okay, documentation. Oh, sorry. You always import the component symbol from the Angular core library and annotate the component class with @component. @component is a decorator function that specifies the Angular metadata for the component. The CLEAD generated 3 metadata properties: selector, template URL, style URLs. Oh yeah, that's another thing that we checked out. So some part of the compile process takes the template URL. So this is the contents of this file here. It takes the contents of this file and replaces this with just a template thing, and then the contents. So we could do that ourselves with this. So just copy and paste that here, and that's the exact same thing. This does the exact same thing. So let's hit save and see if it actually is true. So yeah, it's exactly the same. So let's change this to make sure that actually did anything. Oh, right, that's not how it works. Yeah, there we go. So it's the same thing. So you can either put the template in line like that, or you can specify a file with a relative path. Can you do absolute paths? I don't know. Just, you know. Give me a break, man. All right, sorry. I'm using a camera for my camera, and it only stays on for so long before I get it back on. Whatever. Okay, and same deal with style URLs, except it's an array, so it's an array. So that is replaced by by styles. Ta-da. With the contents of all the CSS. Okay, so we've learned a thing. Yay. Now the selector. The selector here is what you put in your template to call that thing. So this is app root. So in the, let's see, index putml, you'd put app root to get that thing. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. You can also, I mean, this is just a regular CSS selector, so you can do whatever you want in there. You can do, you know, h1 with class name flarmigloobloob, and it'll still work. But, you know, don't do that because that would be weird. I think it's, I think they highly recommend prefixing it with app dash, just for consistency, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, back to our tutorial. Okay. The CSS element selector app heroes matches the name of the HTML element that identifies this component with the parent component's template. The ngOnInit is a lifecycle hook. Angular calls ngOnInit shortly after creating a component. It's a good place to put initialization logic. So, so the constructor, this constructor is called kind of before your component does anything. You know, it creates your component. But after the DOM node for that that thing is already live. So like the way that it works is this is as far as my current understanding is the DOM node gets inserted into the DOM, and then it fires all the selectors and everything, matches up whatever is in the DOM at that moment, then instantiates all of the components that match the selectors for the nodes in the DOM. Not sure that made any sense, but and it's certainly not relevant to the tutorial at this point, so I don't know why I'm going into this detail. Anyway, doesn't matter. So the ngOnInit, blah, blah, blah. Oh, right. We already did that. Okay. So add a hero property. So so we'll go to the heroes component TS. So heroes component TS. There we go. And we'll add that. Place lulls with that. And okay, and then in the component template, this guy here, we will actually show that, not CSS. This guy. Oh wait, that's the app component. So heroes template. Here we go. Yay. Now we're just showing the hero. Now let's see if that worked. I guess our hero's name is Windstorm all the time. All right. Now, oh, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's just telling us to do the thing we just did. Okay. Show the heroes component view. To display the heroes component, you must add it to the template of the shell app component. All right, we already did that last time. Okay, this is getting confusing. So, all right, so there's like Zen mode in VS Studio. Makes it all nice and big and delicious like this, but it gets confusing, so turn it off. Oh man, close this. That's better. Okie dokie. Now let me just do a thing right quick. Hold on 1 second. Oops, wrong thing. There we go. All right, so let's check out the app component. So see, we've got our app heroes, which is the selector for our heroes component. Let me close all this stuff. Okay, so starting from the top, we've got index.html. Now that has approot. And approot is found in, let's see, selector, approot. So that is this component here. So index.html, approot, that's this component here, which is our app component. And then inside of its template, let's see, inside of its template, we've got app heroes, which is defined in the heroes.component, which has its own template, heroes component. What do I do? Okay. Heroes component.html, which just has the text hero. So I hit the back. Okay, so here I've put app heroes in there 4 times. So that's why we get it on screen 4 times. Boom. Okay, so let's switch back over here. Okay. So now what are we doing? All right, let's go back to the tutorial. Okay, so let's change the contents of our template to this, because they told us to. Okay, so there we go. All right, now tutorial. Okay, so now create a hero class. A real hero is more than a name. Create a hero class in its own file in the circ app folder. Give it ID and name properties. All right. If you insist. All right. Let's see. New, paste, save. Wait, where did you want me to put it? Oh, just circ app. Okay. And doesn't matter what I am. Hero dot TypeScript. Boom. Okay, I got one of those now. Okay, now return to heroes component class and import the hero class. Refactor the component's hero property to be of type hero. Initialize it with an ID of 1 and the name Windstorm. Okay, so let's do this thing. Alright, where's my mouse? Oh, there we go. Okay, so... Alright. Heroes component. And then we want to get... Okay. Hero equals new hero. Farm. Okay. And it automatically imported the hero class because I'm using Visual Studio and it does that. Ta-da! Alright, now, why doesn't it like it? Let's see, expected 0 arguments but got 1. Let's go here. I guess, so putting it here is the same exact thing as putting it in the constructor. Let's delete this mess, because we don't need that. So let's see. Hero dot name equals farm. Oh yeah, this dot hero. Derp. Okay. Object. Okay, now let's try. Oh yeah, so what's happening here is since the template still just shows mustaches for hero, let me just show you. Yeah, so it's just loading up hero in here. Oh. So it's not showing the name of the hero, it's showing the entire object hero, but it's toStringing it, which becomes object. So that's the same as doing like toString on an object, which is not what you want. Unless you define your toString, which, you know, whatever. So let's just change it to that, and boom. Now we see the name. And back here. So let's close all this other stuff. Now let's see if that's what the tutorial was going to have us do. Oh, it's not even a new one. It's just having us like create it like that. All right, fine. All right, the page no longer displays properly because you blah blah blah. Yeah, we already fixed that. Okay, so let's just copy all this stuff and then paste it. But we already figured out that problem and then fixed it. Ta-da! Yay. Oh, and all the blue outline things, the aqua outlines. Let me just search for aqua. Yeah. So everything in Heroes component is outlined in aqua, just because I was trying out CSS and how it did stuff in here. In our last episode. Anyway. Da-da-da-da-diddly-doo. Okay, the browser refreshes and replaces the blah 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 blah. Ah, neat. Okay, a pipe. So how does that work? So that works, but why does that work? Where is uppercase coming from? Control click? No, that does nothing. So it's just magic. More magic. Angular likes its magic. The browser refresher, now that here's blah blah blah. The word uppercase in the the word uppercase in the interpolation binding right after the pipe operator activates the built-in uppercase pipe. Pipes are a good way to format strings, currency amounts, dates, and other display data. Angular ships with several built-in pipes, and you can create your own. Cool. Pipes are good. All right, pipes. Ba, 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 la, la. Built-in pipes. Parameterizing a pipe. So they just created their own little language here. All right, why not? JavaScript is too easy. We need more of a challenge. All right, sure. All right, here's editor. Here we go. The scroll position's messed up when you use the back button. Okay, thanks a lot, user experience guys. Or lack thereof. Anyway. Edit the hero. Users should be able to edit the hero name in the input text box, in an input text box. The text box should both display the hero's name property and update. Okay, let's try and figure this out. All right, let's make a new input. Input and value equals mustaches hero dot name. Save. Let's see if this works. Because why wouldn't it work? It works! Yay! Okay. Now we change it to that. How do we even get that to do things? I have no clue. So I guess that's why I'm doing the tutorial. Yeah. So the text box should both display the hero's name property and update that property as the user types. That means data flow from the component class out to the screen and from the screen back to the class. To automate that data flow, set up a two-way data binding between the input form element and the hero.name property. Aha, two-way data binding. Yeah, man, this is the stuff. This is why you want to use Angular, I assume. Knowing absolutely nothing. Just, for reference, I know React better, I guess. I've used that more than this. How could you guess? But it's okay. I'll survive. Okay, so ngModel. I don't want to just, herpity derps, copy and paste. I want to actually figure out what's going on. Because, that's the whole purpose of this. So I could copy and paste this and it would work, but what's happening now? So I guess the magic is in this stuff here, this thing. And what I'm assuming, without reading any further, is that there's some sort of directive that is a CSS selectory thing that searches for anything with this attribute in it and then does stuff to those nodes. And by stuff, I mean that it probably takes the string contents of this attribute and then what does it do with that? And then it takes the hero, which is a property of the class that this is a template of, since this is inside of a template for a specific component, and then it hooks up the data binding somehow with this property on this object, which is in itself a property of this particular instance of the hero's component. I believe that is how it works. And now I'm going to play around with it, because that's how I learn, by playing. Learn by playing. All right, so what am I looking at again? All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some more heroes.components to kind of explore the relationship between the different instances. So you can have multiple things going on. I'll just show you. Okay, let's see, the app component HTML template. So I'm going to copy and paste this line that there's multiple app heroes in this file. So now, here we go. We got multiple of these things. So now I should be able to change the name of our hero separately without influencing each other, because they're separate instances, and it's all instance stuff. I'm so good at explaining reasons. Check me out. Anyway, let me resize this thing a little bit so we can actually see what's more stuff that's gone on simultaneously. And I'll switch over to this and kind of do the same deal. And my mouse is going crazy. Please hold. Do 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 do. Alright, I'm doing this so I can click back and forth between stuff instead of other things. Okay, so there, I can click that, or I can click that, or I can, I guess, Alt-Tab to that. Whatever. No. Lock Alt Taskbar. If I ever make any real videos, I'm gonna cut this part out. Anyway, here we go. Now I can just click on all these windows. It's like Windows. All right, let's do this thing, man. Okay, so we got 2 instances of our heroes component. Let me put this in hierarchical order. So we've got our app component, template, and then our heroes component, class, source code, and then our heroes component, template, source code, and then our hero thingamajig, something, or source code. Okay, now we got everything hooked up and ready to learn the next thing. Are you ready for the data binding? You can bind so many datas, it's going to be so good. All the data is going to be so bound. It's going to be all like taking digital Metamucil and all that stuff. Because it's, it's all bound up. I need a like a laugh track button or something. Oh man, that would be so lame. That's why I have to do it. All right, so we copy all this stuff. So this is the important thing here. I'll just copy this part, so we can do this the neat way. Okay, that ngModel. Let's see what happens if we just make this something random. I want to see it break. What happens when it's broken? Ooh, the biggest font in the world. Let's just try and resize this. So I have this mouse button here mapped to control. So if I hold control and then scroll, assuming the mouse is over something, control scroll level, it'll resize this stuff because this is Windows. It's so neat. Anyway. Okay, so can't bind to ngModel since it isn't a known property of input. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like, what? What? You have no idea what you're doing. Like, yeah, it's because I'm doing this. Okay, hero. Oh, we've got some autocompletes here. Oh, they're nonsensical autocompletes. Does it do .name? No. Nothing. All right. Maybe there's some kind of Angular thing I can install. Angular. Snippets. Editor services and Angular template. Ooh. I don't know what that does, but I'm going to install it. I bet it's neat. I like things that are neat. Those are my favorite things. Alright, let's see. Let's see what happens now. Ooh, yeah. Now we're talking. That's some technology, man. Yeah. That's what you want. That is what you want. All right. Okay, why is it red and squiggly? All right, I guess I didn't hit save, maybe? I don't know. I have no idea what's happening. Oh, did the server get all? Oh, right, I reloaded. So I gotta do ngserve again. Yeah, I might as well do double dash open. Double dash. Twice as many dash. So fast. It's just dashing all over the place. Alright, so it's broken again. Why is it broken? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so confused. Alright, so that didn't work. So why not? Ah! See? The missing forms module. Okay, so ngModel is Angular's two-way data binding syntax. So now that I've played around with it, and I've taught you what I don't know about it, now I'm ready to actually learn it. That's how my crazy brain works. Sure. Alright. Make sure my camera doesn't fall asleep. Okay, so blah blah blah. Now we figured it out. Okay. The missing forms module. Notice that the app stopped working when you added ngModule. Yeah, we noticed that. Thanks. Just messing with us, stupid tutorial. trolling us. Should have a little troll guy. You can't. Ha 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 ha. On there. With the dancing. Ha 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 ha. JavaScript errors. Notice that the app stopped working when you added ngModel. Yes, it did. To see the error, open the browser development tools and look at the console for a message like, what? Can't do this stuff, because, free shrugs, this is all it says. Okay. Although ngModel is a valid Angular directive, it isn't available by default. It belongs to the optional Forms module, and you must opt in to use it. I want to opt in to use this thing. How do we do it? How do we do it? You know what would be cool is if it said, you probably want to add the optional Forms module to your something or other. Like, if it had that in the error message, that would be so good. Contextual, proactive help. I think React does some stuff like that. Sorry. Angular's fine. I guess. I don't know. I've never used it. What do you think? Social media. All you people who are not watching this video right now, what do you think about Angular versus React? Also, tabs versus spaces. Mac versus PC. Flame Wars! Yes! Anyway. Kidding. So, since we hit the back button, it scrolled wrong. Thank you, tutorial page. Now we've got to figure out where we were. How do we keep breaking the web? It's like, the web had this figured out years ago. How do we keep breaking this? Alright. Oh yeah, so we go back to our app module thing. So, module. That lives here. So it's in circ app app.module.ts. App.module.ts should have its own little song. Okay. Should have its own little song. Alright, so open this. And we want this in here. Okay. Imports. Forms. Module. Alright, and then control period. No? Nothing? Where's my mouse? Ah, there we go. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, control period. That should say, it should let me automatically import it. No? Come on, TypeScript. You know what's up. Oh, I guess I gotta do it manually. Okay, so I get it from Angular Forms. Oh, do I have to actually install this? Is that why it doesn't know about this? Alright, let's see. Yeah, that fixed it. So I guess Angular Forms comes for free. I probably have that installed already. Let's control click on it. Yeah, I got it. And then control click this guy. Yeah, it exists. And its TypeScript declaration is free shrugs. It just does stuff. Alright. Oh, the stuff that it does is the ngModule for forms. Okay. So save, and this is working again. Yay. So now, yay, and it just works. Okay. We learned magic. We've just learned magic, everybody. Congratulations. That doesn't really help me much. I still have no idea how that works. App component, yo. Man, this font's so huge. Alright. So, there. Okay. So, we added that, and it stopped not working. And started working. Let me close all this stuff again. Okay. ngModel. Still, the editor still doesn't know what's going on. Alright, I cut it out and then pasted it back again, and that seems to have fixed it. Let me just auto clean up with prettier. Man, I love prettier. It makes my code prettier. Anyway, it's 2:16. I got a thing at a time. I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. And then at the end of those 30 minutes, I'm going to hang up on y'all. Or, you know, whatever the streaming digital equivalent of hanging up on somebody is. Stop streaming, yes. And let's not drop coffee all over my desk and ruin my wonderful Sharpie collection. Let me just show off my Sharpie highlighters. Sharpie highlighters. I like them. Anyway. What are we doing? Okay, right. Magic. The magic of ngModel. Let's right-click on that and see what happens. Okay, declare class ngModel extends ngControl implements on changes on destroy. Okay. And the model is any. Okay. Options object for this ng. Okay, I'm gonna not just dive deep into the guts of ngModel at this time, because I have no idea. I don't think that's gonna be a 30-minute exercise today. Okay. So I guess let's go back to the tutorial. Alright, so we pasted this magic in, and it magically magicked, and everything stopped being broken. So, what have we learned? Paste magic. Alright. Copy and paste. That's an important skill. Okay, declare heroes component. Didn't we already have that? Every component you must be declared in exactly one ng module. Didn't we have this already? The browser. Why is it telling us to do it again? Oh, you didn't declare the heroes component, slacker. So why did the application work? Is this tutorial insulting me? How dare you, tutorial? It worked because the Angular declared heroes component in the app module when it generated that component. Thanks, guy. That was nice. Let's check out the module again. Yeah, there it goes. It's just sitting there. By magic. The magic of generators. Yeah. Well, you don't want to do it manually. That's tedious. Okay. It did that for us. Thanks. Thanks, generator. You're welcome. Okay, final code review. No. Summary. This is the important part. You use the CLI, the command line interface, to create a second heroes component. Second heroes component? You mean a second component named heroes component. You displayed the heroes component by adding it to the app component shell, by adding the, let me just walk through all this stuff. Okay. So let's put this on either side of the world. And it's gone. Hello? Internet? Interesting. That window seems to have vanished. Technology, am I right? Is it just me, or is technology just really not functional sometimes? Alright. So that window's gone. Let's try. Wait, it's just highlighted for a second. But where? To maximize? Aha, it was on a different screen. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so sorry, I don't know how to use a computer, guys. You're all yelling, you should use a Mac. I did. I switched. I may or may not regret it. Leave me alone. Anyway. So, let's walk through these steps. As soon as I get my screen working again. Alright, here we go. So, what's going on? So, you use the CLI to generate a second heroes component. So, we did that with ng generate component heroes. Yes, we did that in the CLI. We use PowerShell. You can use Bash. Doesn't matter. Yes. You displayed the heroes component by adding it. Oh, yeah. So the generate thing created this folder named heroes, and then these 4 files, heroes.component.typescript, which, let me just, yeah. So it created the TypeScript file, which is the class and the decorator that defines the metadata that describes this class. And then the selector, so we use this selector inside of the app component template. Okay, let's see. You displayed the heroes component by adding it to the app component shell. So by it, they mean the selector. So we added this. That is what it means. So we added that to the app component shell, or we added it to the template source code of the app components template. Then you applied the uppercase pipe to format the name. So let's see, that is in, ooh, can we control click this stuff now? Yes. Yes, thank you, random plugin I installed. So good. You still can't control click that though. I don't know. Man, I'm just never happy. Anyway, so yeah, so we added, what did we add? Oh yeah, we added the uppercase pipe there. Uppercase pipe, which is implemented by uppercase pipe. Oh, can we control click that? Yes. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, random plugin thing. Actually, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. This is the what's this called? Angular Language Service plugin. You should absolutely install this if you want to write Angular in Visual Studio, which is good. Language services. I don't know if I have that installed. Yeah, so it is extremely helpful. So extremely helpful. So let's see, index.html. So can we go to app root from here? No. Okay, well, that's not perfect. All right, so anyway, we're back here. So we applied the uppercase pipe. So it's right there, boom, which made that text uppercase. And you use the two-way data binding with the ngModel directive. So this is the selector for the ngModel directive. And this defines the thing that you're binding. This is the, this here. Well, let's try this. Whoa, so confusing. Okay. Oh. All right. Ah, okay, I see. Haven't used split screen in Visual Studio. Okay. It's kind of confusing. Okay. So here's our template here. So this hero thing here is the same as this guy here. So this means this. Or I guess hero hero, 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 hero. See, when you highlight it, it's the same thing. So this thing here in hero, property hero of hero's component. See, property hero of hero's component. I know this is obvious to almost everybody, but give me a break, all right? And then this name here is this guy here. And this. The same thing. Yes, it's all the same. I can delete that. And switch back over here. See, it's all the same. Boom. Windstrom. Let's put this over here. Close that. Yeah, so change this to blah. Save, and ta-da. There you go. Because hero name, hero name, hero name, hero.name, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to do this dot because it's assumed that it starts with this, I guess. Let's see, and then you can change this. It's not saving it anywhere. You know, it's not saving to a database, or it's just changing it right now on the page. And you got, it's changing for this instance of hero's component. So you can have multiple instances that all have different state inside of them. And the state is stored in the hero's object in an instance of hero's component. This syntax here instantiates, or I guess this is basically the same as doing constructor this dot, yeah. It's the same as this. So this is the same as this. This. Got it. Okay. Right. Okay. So yes, we've learned those things. Now, you learned about the app module. Let's check that out. App module. Here we go. Yes, we learned about the app module. And this, all this jazz up here, all this stuff, is the metadata that is passed into the ngModel decorator to generate a specific decorator that is used to wrap the app module class before it is actually given its real app module name, but none of those details are relevant. Basically, the app module is an ngModule, whatever that is, which has something to do with what do you call it? Dependency injection, which instead of you importing all this random stuff into everything and thereby having a hard dependency on a specific implementation, you use a dependency injection, which allows you to define the dependencies separately. So you can have different dependencies or different implementations of each thing, depending on reasons. Maybe in unit testing you want to change out the implementation of some module with a mock or something that that doesn't actually hit the database or something, and that can be useful. So here we go. So we learned about the app module. You imported the forms module. Here we go. Forms module in the app module. Yes. So that Angular would recognize and apply the ngModel directive. So forms module is down here. So we put it in imports, and we had to import it before we could import it. It's double imported because it's super important. Yeah. You learned the importance of declaring components in the app module and appreciated that the CLI declared it for you. I did appreciate that. Super useful and convenient. Basically, it just added it here instead of it not doing that and then having an error. Yeah, so calling, so when we did the ng generate component heroes, it created these 4 files and this folder, and it added this to this file and this to this file so that we could just use the thing right away. But it did not add it to our template, because where would it add it to the template? It just doesn't know. It's not going to mess around with your templates. That would be super wrong. But you can automate messing around with the dependency injection. That's fine. So I think that's pretty good. So all in all, I guess the still the mystery here. Let's control click that. Yay. And then oh yeah, heroes component template. So the mystery here is how ngModel works. Like, what is actually going on there? I don't know. I mean, it's doing data binding, two-way data binding, but that means what exactly? Like, exactly. What is the actual implementation of this? Does it matter? Oh, that's cool. Control click that, goes to that. Neat. Control click that, goes to that. Nice. Same deal here. Sweet. All right. ngModel. Okay. So in our next episode, I'm gonna hit this hamburger button and then go to step 4, I guess. Displaying a list. A list! Okay, so we're gonna learn about ng4. I'm not sure if that's the correct way of pronouncing it, but let's come up with a summary. What is the summary of what we're gonna learn next time? Let's see. The Tour of Heroes app displays a list of heroes in the master detail view. Ooh, a master detail view. So we'll make a master detail view. So we'll have a list. Add a list to the app component template, and a detail view to the app component template. And we'll have to have some way of like, you click on one and it tells the app component which one to show the detail of and stuff like that. Okay. The user can select a hero and see that hero's details. Oh, that's what I just said. Sweet. And we're going to learn about ng4, what that is, and how we can use that to display a list. Let me guess. My theory is that it's like a for loop, but with Angular. It's like an Angular for loop, but in the template. Am I right? Yeah. Used ngIf to conditionally include or exclude a block of HTML. So I bet that will conditionally include or exclude. But I bet it's more, more wacky stuff you can add to your HTML. I wonder if we'll have to mess around with the model at all, or not the model, the module, the dependency injection module thing at all to get either of these things working, or if that's just like a basic language feature. I don't know. Let's find out next time. And you can toggle a CSS class with a class binding. Yeah, man. All right. So in our next episode, we'll do these things. Yeah. Maybe faster than I've been doing it lately. And, with more intentionally, I guess. I don't know. So let's go over here and click this. And now that was it for our episode of derping around with code and trying to figure out how to do stuff while everyone watches me and makes fun of me. Ha ha ha. But I'm fine with that. Tier. See you later. Yes, I do want to stop the stream.